System of 5 Virtues Ethics. Moral character is a structure of one's spirit and actions, which also instigates the quality of life and morality of livelihood. Kinship and ties of friendship are manifestations of one's innate nature, waiting to be nurtured and developed. When the mystery and original significance of one's innate nature are revealed, the sentiments and message of one's soul are understood. A person's life, regardless of age or the level of life he is at, is inseparable from the need to establish the ideal of life and system of value on the basis of good interpersonal relationships. If a person can fully understand the essence and traits of his nature, the manifestation of his external form, and at the same time know the people, things and situation in the surroundings and establish a harmonious and smooth exchange complementary, he will be better to create a better, beautiful life and contributions of being. Our objective: completion of the era's value in life and the vision of mission. To inspire the 3 accomplishing virtues in human nature which can complete the cardinal rules of morality, so as to match the creation of the universe. Wisdom. To be fond of learning does not equate having wisdom, but learning gives comprehension. Hence, continual fondness in learning sees to the acquirement of knowledge. Benevolence. To practice with effort does not equate having benevolence, but practice empowers one's ambition. Hence, relentless practice with effort sees the forming of benevolence. Courage. To have the sense of shame does not equate having courage, but the sense of shame urges improvement. Hence, by not being discouraged with the sense of shame sees the building of courage. Our ideal: self-education, best method for self-transformation. Self-awareness, self-interpretation and discovery of potential. Moral character, inspiration of the 5 virtues. Family, become a model of self-transformation to change and consolidate family relationship. Team, understand your teammates and your position. Human relationship, awareness of self and others to have complete relationships. 5 virtues, self-awareness to one's genes and inspire the inner virtues. Education is the most effective means for the elevation of civilization and quality of life. A person who self-educates is the best and effective example to influence friends, children, parents, and colleagues. Therefore, self-education is to know yourself and to develop your potential, as well as to overcome your scope of limitations. Hence, the change in each individual will see to the improvement of the society. This is a lifetime planning. The system of 5 virtues ethics can provide you the platform for knowledge, tools, and exchanges of experience, which assists the cultivation of an individual to that of social responsibility so to promote civilization in the world. True courage is to face up to your errors without fear, and still want to transform yourself for the benefit of the world. Self-awareness, discovery of virtues. Knowing yourself may be something which each individual has to face. But it is simply not enough to recognize one's personality, weakness, and limitations. Each individual is to be explored for self-awakening and discovery of the innate virtues and wisdom. If these virtues are not recognized, it will be difficult to mold one's character and the significance of one's bestowed mission. To discover your potential is to love yourself. The system of 5 virtues ethics will assist you in the process of extending the wisdom in your love, to bring benefits to you and others, and to create an infinite value of life. Moral character. Construction of life. Life's creation is much more than assuming and fulfilling one's duty. It is to motivate collective consciousness and the vision of collective survival, as well as benefits and glory. Thus, believe that through a systematic education, based on human nature, can awaken the universal value of moral character and virtues. Regardless of belief, culture, race or era, everyone will seek the advantageous values of human relationships and the environment they live in. However, the harmony presented does not always fall into the expectation of all. Therefore, the building of moral character is an arduous process, in which we seek to use the spirit and wisdom of self-education and collective learning to strive towards the highest ideal of oneself and that of the world. The trend of today is lifelong learning and self-education, otherwise, one cannot be connected to and move parallel with the world's advancement and development. The core issue faced by the societal system is not about the imperfection of the system, but the defects of people's character and the societal moral quality. Hence, the nurture of virtues is the most important educational foundation in this present time, because it is a precedent subject of study of conscience in human nature. Only by the inspiration and education of the ethics can the deficiency in the collective life body be complemented. The system of five virtues ethics is a tool developed through the study of the elements of the five virtues of human nature. It is a more direct and faster way, which helps to analyze the genes of moral character. With this system, a teaching and training course is constructed to complement what is lacking in the inborn traits of each individual. 5 Virtues, interpretation of your genes of character. Understand your character of genes, and stimulate the ethics element in human nature. Supposedly, there is a lacking of inspiration and tuning. How many of us can truly recognize our ability in being true, beautiful, and good? The genes of every individual are like a seed that has to be understood well of its genes before it is planted. Similarly, if you are unclear of your genes of moral character, prediction of your destiny cannot be made. The genes of moral character are under the influences of the yin and yang energy of nature, which is the energy of creation in the phenomena of 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. All materials are related to these 5 elements, and the same goes for the living species and human, which are inseparable to the combination of these elements. When the energy of 5 elements are transferred onto human beings, they are the innate nature and naturally born character as mentioned by the ancient beings, which are also the positive energy of 5 virtues, namely, benevolence, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and trust. The existence of all myriad things originates from the Big Bang, where invisible elements come into action in the big magnetic field, and thus give birth to the phenomena of lives. Mankind has evolved into the prime of all living today, because they have in them these primitive intrinsic elements. Through a systematic analysis and nurture according to one's talent, the element of 5 virtues in the human nature will gradually elevate the traits of moral character, consisting of the quality of virtues and goodness. Family refuge and nest. Family relationship is perhaps the biggest challenge to human, because family is a complex web of feeling that is not easy to be understood. Often, the greatest tragedy happens in the friction in a family, since the family relationship is frequently the breeding ground for vengeance, love, and hatred for generations. In fact, people of today often isolate themselves in fear of being hurt. May it be in isolation or independence, it is a reflection of a person who does not know himself or others well. Hence, a family is no longer a refuge or nest of happiness. However, the warmth and harmony of a family constitute the greatest joy and happiness for people. And it all depends on the self-awareness, self-education, and the effort put in for collective cultivation in a family. An ancient saying, correct one's mind and be in cultivation, and the family will gain harmony when cultivation is done. Everything begins from one's self-reflection, correcting of oneself, and world peace will prevail. Teamwork, discovery of one's position. When a group is put together for a task, the greatest difficulty is whether each individual knows the role to play and responsibility to shoulder. Without clarity of the nature of moral character of other people and yours, there is a difficulty to harmoniously communicate and discuss, and thus results in unconformity in accomplishing a task. As much as this is an attitude that builds on equality, it is an ineffective way to allow every individual to develop his potential. Given the multiple factors and difficulties in a project, a wide spectrum of traits and individuals is needed. Through a perfect organizational system, their potentials can be fully developed and extended. A finely tuned team is one which employs the capable, gives a task to those of good traits, and recognizes the potential and greatest function of each individual. Human relationship, assume your role. Human beings do not feel completely lonely if to relate to the relationship with the world, because the world is universally a home for all. No grand ideal is built by one person, hence, human beings need to join forces to confront arduous difficulties and great construction. Without clarity of this principle, the joint forces of a team can be misused in creating huge destruction and miseries in the world. Everyone has his limitations, but also the potential of virtues that can be offered to the world. Nurture the innate and elevate the born traits, and one will naturally be recognized by others, and importance will be attached to his virtues of ethics. Hence, do not invest time in the negative thinking and feelings. On the contrary, extend the positive energy of the innate 5 elements with your spontaneous power and turn it into rich nutrients of life.